Greetings all, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to walk you through the process of either setting up a Gmail account or linking your Eastern email account to your existing Google account or to the one that you just created. That way you can log in using your Eastern email. You will not, however, be using your SSID or your NetID as your password. Okay, that's not, at this point, that is not possible to link those two things in any way that is feasible for us average everyday users. So here we go. So you can see I'm on google.com, and you, depending on what browser you're using, you'll see things a little differently. In Google Chrome, if you're using the Chrome browser, you'll see all this stuff up here. It's not always there if you're not using something else, but there is always a sign in button. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is go ahead and click sign in. So you can do it directly from Google, or you can go to docs.google.com, or you could do it from your Gmail. There's any number of ways to get in here to access this. So I'm just doing it from the most general way. So we're going to come up here and go sign in. All right, you can see that I've already got my stuff set up. So email is Ryan Sain, my password is whatever that thing is. But what I want you to see, I'm going to go ahead and change this because I want you to see that I've already linked my ewu.edu account with my Gmail. Okay, so now keep in mind I'm going to enter my Gmail password even though I'm using my Eastern email address here. It's basically my email address is just serving as an alternative username. We call it an alias, but it doesn't really matter. All right? So now hopefully I remember my Google password. And I log in. And it works. And you can see over here that I'm logged in. That little 5 tells me that that's about like the pseudo Facebook thing for Google called Google+. Anyway, so I'm logged into Google. You can see that there's my cute little picture up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to the documents. All right. So depending on what your computer is and what you've done with your Google account, this will either say Documents or Drive. They're the same thing. So let's just go to Drive. And you can now see there's a whole bunch of documents linked in. Ultimately, we're going to see this. There's the PNP. All right. So, but I want you to see the settings first. So, what I'm going to do here is go to, I believe it's this one. So, see this little arrow thing down here? This little by my picture. If you don't have a picture uploaded, that's fine, or an avatar uploaded. It'll just be kind of a blank space, but you'll still see this little arrow next to it. Okay. So then I'm going to go to Account. Okay, so I clicked that thing, and now I'm going to go to the account button. So I click the account button, and you'll see right here it says email, edit. Right, so you can see there's my standard Gmail address, Ryan Sain at Gmail. I have an alternative email address. That's what we're going to set up. The recovery is nice because if I forget something, it always, like my passwords, it'll send it to my rsain at EWU account. So anyway, I'm just going to click this edit button right next to email. So you got email here with an edit button. So I'm going to edit that. Oh, edit my personal details. Change your associated email addresses. Okay, so what this is, you can use an alternative email address to sign into your Google account, recover your password and more, blah, blah, blah. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to link your email. So add a new, ooh, my battery's just died on my mouse. Bear with me. So you can kind of figure out what's going on here. Let's see if I can get out of my mouse. There we go. Oh, the joys of running wireless stuff. Okay, it's coming back. Come on. Talk to the computer, please. There we go. Okay. So change your associated email address. What you would do is you would go right here and add a new email address. Say Ryan Sain or rsain at ewu.edu. I've already got mine in there, so I'm not going to go through it. But you just go through here, hit save, and then it's going to send you a confirmation email to your Eastern account. And then follow the links, follow the instructions in that confirmation email, and then your new account will be set up. Jonathan has shared the document with everyone's Eastern email address. Once he does that, you should be there. Once you link those two accounts, it should be there. If it's not there, then what you can do is just we can link it up in another way. You would just basically need Jonathan to resend that request. However, the request will be in your Gmail account as well. So anyway, lots of issues. It should show up in your drive though. So after you've linked your email address, Assuming everything works, then we will just go to Google Drive. And then over here, you see there's an area that says My Drive and an area that says Shared with Me. You're going to click on Shared with Me, which so I'm already there, as you can see. And then you'll see all sorts of stuff in here from with mine. But here is the one that you're after, the Psychology PNP, Part 1, April 3rd. All you have to do is click on it. And now we have the policies and procedures. The formatting is not exactly the same as it was in the Word document. A lot of the formatting got stripped when we sent it over here, but we'll be able to fix that pretty quickly once we pull it off of Google Docs. So now, Jonathan did send an email about commenting, so I will just demonstrate here for you, since we have the video going, about how to do that. So for example, we're just going to make a comment about this. I'm just going to be snarky and put something in here. So what I've done is, for some reason, I don't like this sentence. Okay, whatever that reason may be. So I'm going to highlight that sentence just by clicking and dragging over the text, just like what you normally would. Then I'm going to come up here and click the Insert button, and you'll see it says Insert Comment. So you can insert a comment. At this point, on the right side, a comment shows up. It said, "This is my comment on this sentence." Once you're done with that, just hit Comment. And there it's locked in there for everyone who this document is shared with to see. Right? I'm going to add another comment just so you can see how this all works. Right? Insert comment. This is another comment. Now, one of the beauties of using Google Docs is the discussion that can be generated around a comment. Let's say Jonathan doesn't like my comment, he doesn't agree with my statement. What he can do is he can click my comment. And notice what happens when he clicked my comment over here. The comment that is now selected, right over here that we're viewing, has turned orange over here. That way you know exactly what's being discussed. The yellow just shows you that there's a comment somewhere, but the one that you're currently looking at is now highlighted in orange. He can actually reply to this comment. So this is a reply to my comment. And so I'm replying to myself, but Jonathan could have replied to me as well. So that just starts a discussion thread about that particular comment. When you're done with the comment, once it's been fixed, we can always just go and hit resolve, and that removes the comment as a whole. Okay? Sometimes you have comments that are about the entire sentence, and sometimes after that, we, being academics, we tend to dig into it a little deeper and we go, it's this word that I really have a problem with. So now what I've done is I have this comment here, right? It's up. You can see that we've selected it. It's orange. But I really want to add a comment about the word policies. Insert comment. So I don't like this word. Comment. So now you can see that when I click off of it, so I've clicked down here, everything's yellow. You can't really tell, by my second comment here at 9:13, it says, I don't like this word. Well, what word? All you have to do is click on it. So then you click that comment, and you see that it's policies. Notice how it's turned orange, is the one that I actually have an issue with. Right? And again, this is another comment. It takes us to the second one. And we can just fill this thing up. There is no need to save anything in here, because every time you touch your keystroke, you make a keystroke, it is saved instantly. One of the beauties of Google Drive. And it always tells you all changes saved in Drive. Okay? So that tells you right there that everything's saved and it's all good. So you can just log out at any particular time. If you want Jonathan to share this email, or to share this document with maybe a Gmail account, maybe for whatever reason you don't want to link your Eastern account to it, and remember, you're not actually linking your email, you're just creating a new username on Google that you're then linking your Google account to, or that you're using as an alternative sign-in. Essentially, that's it. So what I do with my students is I don't give them my personal Gmail address. I just give them my Eastern address, and I say, share your documents with Arsene at ewu.edu. And then I just log into Google using my regular Google account, but that's just the way I do it. There's dozens of ways to do this, and whichever way works for you is good enough. So again, that's the commenting procedure. You don't need to save anything. Everything else pretty much works like you would expect. So we can highlight stuff. So let's say I've got an issue with this particular area, and I can go up here. I can either change the text color, or I can change the background color. Background color is highlighting. So I really like that section, so I'm just going to highlight it in green. Right? There's a couple of other things that that I could point out to you here quickly, which would be that if we have multiple people viewing this document, up here it would show that they're actually viewing the document. It would have a different color for each person, and then we could actually be editing the document concurrently. When we're doing that, if we're concurrently editing this document, I will see your cursor flashing with your color. So if you're assigned pink, and no, you don't get to choose your color. If you're assigned pink, then your cursor down here will be pink, and I can actually watch you type in real time. And then I could then delete what you say, or vice versa, and all these fun things. Now, for those of you that are also wondering how this all works, maybe for your classes, one of the things I like to do is have collaborative writing assignments. And when I have those collaborative writing assignments, I always have to go back and grade them. Well, it's always hard to tell who graded what and who did what. So what we have over here is this cute little button called See Revision History. Revision history, you can get a fairly fine-grained analysis of all the revisions that have ever been done on this document, and you can revert to those revisions. It also shows you who made what changes and when. So if you're using it for grading purposes, you can actually check everyone and see what has transpired on this document since the document has been created, and you can go back to any one of those versions. So, useful little tool. We're probably not going to need it for the PNP, but if somebody accidentally deletes half the document or something, no worries. It's all saved in that revision history. So, that's about it for Google Docs. Feel free to send me an email to ask questions about how to do this stuff. If you're stuck, I can always do another video or something along those lines. Talk to you soon. Bye.